everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rhystic Study Hall, the Magic Podcast for the rest of us. That's not a good tagline, Billy.
For the rest of us.
If you have a good idea for a tagline for this podcast, feel free to let us know in the comments.
Rhystic Study Hall, not canceled yet.
Not canceled yet. It is. I do. It is interesting you bring that up because I go, look, I know the Magic community. Now, when I used to run, so draftmagic.com, Billy, you don't know the whole history of this thing. Draftmagic.com, 10 years ago, we were a Magic the Gathering website, and there was kind of a little bit of like a dude bro feel to it, you know? One of our big contributors was a guy, Marlon E-Golf, who actually won GP Boston 2011 and then I think he just stopped playing Magic at that point. But, you know, we were just like a bunch of like Boston kids drinking beers going, hey, yeah, I play a fucking Shivan Dragon here, buddy. So even at the time I went, oh, we're a little edgier than the rest of the Magic content out there. A lot of the Magic content out there is, what is this current aesthetic? It's like, nerds these days, it's not like, how do you put it? When you used to think of nerds, you thought about a bunch of guys with beards and glasses in a dirty basement.
Yeah,
you know,
now it's a bunch of girls
around
with beards and glasses.
Yeah, well,
no, it's inclusive, right? Like
it's inclusive, which is good.
We locked down the sweaty, nerdy neckbeard guys, right? They're in it. They're in it for life. Doesn't matter how many April O'Neils we put out. They're still buy. They're still buying.
Absolutely. And that's been, you know what? That's been my thing towards Magic is whenever I look at a card, again, we were looking at like Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and you got on the front, it's Oko wearing a jaunty cowboy hat. He's got his abs. He's going, ooh, I'm Oko. I'm a cowboy. And I go, I accept it. That's part of the game. It's being made by a bunch of guys in Seattle. You know, they're all hanging out and, you know, coming up with high school fantasies and whatever else. And it's interesting that you're right. The lifers are in it for life. You know, it could turn into a game that's just ponies and rainbows, and I would still probably play it because I just like the game that much, right?
Yeah.
But I think there was like this weird thing where I think that kind of like, you know, the neck beard, the weird dork who harasses, you know, and they're all harassing women and they're all incels, you know, kind of became vilified. And I think we want to get back to a point where we go, no, you can celebrate those guys as well. The normal ones, right? You know, like the weird old bearded guy. I used to play board games with like a 70-year-old, you know, lifetime gamer who came in all curmudgeonly and only paid in cash. And I think just lived in like a shitty apartment that he got from his mom when she died or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, well, actually, that guy sucks the more I think about it. All right, not that guy in particular.
Well, if he wants to come to Friday Night Magic and he doesn't stink, let him in.
I think we're carving out a space for, I love the word dirtbag. I'm a dirtbag Magic player, you know? I don't care about the lore and the magic and the inclusivity. I just want spells and wizards and swords, and that's it. I'm an idiot.
I think there's room for everybody as long as you don't try and take up too much room, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you got an ideal that doesn't fit with the global ideal, don't push it. Don't push it.
Well, I think what's interesting,
you can have it.
Yeah. You know, it's like when we talk about, hey, you know, and people will tell you, they go, Magic's a game for everybody. I actually saw a shirt they're going to sell at MagicCon. It says, Magic is for everybody. And all the, you know, fucking mana symbols make a rainbow. And I went, okay, it is for everybody. That's true. But that means it's also for me. And I suck. And you got to accept that like shitty dirtbag losers like Vito are also playing Magic. And
they need Magic just as much as everybody else does. Like that's my feeling on it.
I think go ahead.
I do think that Wizards gets a bad rap though for all the inclusivity they have because it's just like when it comes down to it, they didn't fuck with the Final Fantasy set. They didn't switch up any characters there. So I think maybe the properties that come to them and want them to switch up things might be pushing the switch up too.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. They didn't come up with the idea of a black April O'Neil. I mean, there's always been the argument that April was always black. So I'm not, losing sleep over that. Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's black. I have more complex feelings about.
Didn't Amazon do that before Wizards did?
Well, they added like black dwarfs and whatever else.
Okay.
And again, that doesn't bother me because I'm not a big Lord of the Rings guy. So I went, Aragorn's black. It is funny that I'll look at a card and I go, who's that black guy holding that sword? And then I gotta go, oh yeah, that's Aragorn. That's fucking Viggo Mortensen for some reason.
I'm a big Lord of the Rings guy. I was raised on it, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what they do with Aragorn now. I remember what he was then. Like they can't erase my memory.
Well, I always make the point. It is interesting that anytime it's like a warrior character, like a strong male character, they go, well, it's got to be a black guy. And I go, why not a Chinese guy? What if it was a really buff Chinese Aragorn? It is interesting that it always.
I'm Danish.
Yeah.
Last Aragorn was Scandinavian. I don't know if he was Danish or if he was Finnish or whatever. He was somewhere. Where's that guy from? Can't remember his name.
Which, Vigo?
Vigo, yeah. Where's he? Is he Danish? What is he? He's Scandinavian. I know that.
He's something.
You don't get a name like Viggo Mortensen unless you're Scandinavian. And we got to run with the torch. The Scandies got to run with the torch. Let someone else run with it. See how they do. Are they going to get an Oscar? I don't know. Vigo did. I don't know if Vigo did, but the movie did.
Honestly, I look at Black Aragorn and I go, my thing with, man, we're really going off on a tangent, but my whole thing with, well, okay, here's how I feel is if a property is more than like 50 years old. Now it's weird if a character is like a new character, like the character is like 10, 20 years old. It's the first time it's been adapted for screen. And you go, well, we're going to make them black now. And you go, well, this is the first time they've been on screen. We've never seen them. And why are you switching things up? For me, something like Lord of the Rings, I go, well, I mean, I've seen a white Aragorn. There's, I think seeing a different depiction of it doesn't bother me. Or like with Batman, people were upset that Commissioner Gordon was black. And I went, well, I've seen, white skin, red hair Commissioner Gordon a million times. Having a black Commissioner Gordon, I go, how am I going to lose sleep over that? Or a black Catwoman, which there was black Catwoman.
Oh, yeah. Eartha Kitt was the
exactly.
The OGW.
Absolutely.
Loved Eartha Kitt. Now, my big thing is if you're going to make the change, it's your call. You're the director. You're the production company.
Yeah.
Make the change. Make it work. If it doesn't work, that's on you.
And I would say, look, I look at Black Aragorn. I go, to me, this kind of works. I go, it's kind of cool. I'm not losing sleep over it. Sometimes they do stuff, and I go, it kind of feels like you just had like remember the Burger King Kids Club? Remember when everybody everything had to have a kid in a wheelchair at it at one point?
Yeah.
Burger King Kids Club. What was the TV show? Dude, at one point they were making a live action Sailor Moon that got canceled. And I remember they even put one of the Sailor Scouts in a wheelchair. And I was like, I don't think any of the Sailor Moon characters need a wheelchair.
Yeah, this was the 90s. I remember there was that cartoon in the 90s with the guy in the wheelchair. What was it, X-Men? Fucking they're just trying to push it on everybody.
Fucking woke as hell, bro. I don't know, man. It's always this question of, look, as long as the characters are well thought out and interesting, I don't have a problem. The Burger King Kids Club, they clearly sat down. They're like, we need one in a wheelchair. We need a nerdy white one. We need a kind of Hispanic looking one. I don't know. None of this matters.
I like how they took the this is basically just the Captain Planet kids, and they threw in like a shaker of nerds and other never-do-wells.
They added a dog and they added a wheelchair.
When our powers combine, we are Burger Planet.
Well, we're going to end up talking about wheelchairs, I think, later in this episode. But
why
don't
we have a straight-up wheelchair vehicle? We have, like, wheelchair users. Why don't we just have a fucking wheelchair?
Oh, dude, you mean in, like, Magic?
In Magic, like a vehicle equipment wheelchair. Like, would it be a vehicle or would it be an equipment? What would it be?
All right, let's talk about wheelchairs real quick. All right, so Duretti is a Magic character. You know Duretti?
Yeah, Duretti's OP. He's good.
He's the OP wheelchair guy. As we can see from this tab, this is Duretti, who. And I was talking on Twitter with a guy. He goes, well, at what point is a character just like a token? Like, can you just put someone with a wheelchair in Magic and it's fine? And I went, it really comes down to, and you can't know how it happened, but it really comes down to when they were designing this character, were they going, okay, he's a goblin, he's an artificer. Hey, you know what would be an interesting twist? He gets his planeswalker spark in an explosion, but the explosion causes him to lose the use of his legs, and then he has to make all these, fantasy wheelchairs. Okay, and that's kind of a natural, organic version of inclusion, where you go, okay, well, you found your way to a disabled guy, but you found your way there based on his character, like what led you there. And then sometimes you get designs where it's like, hey, do we have any wheelchairs in this set yet? No. Can you throw a wheelchair in there? Because I think it would just, we got to make sure we get one.
Imagine this, though. Imagine that you're a little kid in a wheelchair and you can't play basketball, you can't play football, you can't do lacrosse, can't do sports, but you can do tabletop gaming, and that's your social outlet. Maybe they're speaking to a demographic that needs to hear it.
How many? But how? Okay.
Poor little Jimmy in the wheelchair. He's Degrassi High. He was a basketball player. Then they shot Jimmy, and he had two choices: play Magic or be a rapper. But there was no representation in Magic. He had to go become Drake.
Look, I've never been in a wheelchair. I don't know a lot of people in wheelchairs, so I don't know. If you're in a wheelchair, are you like so excited when you see somebody in a wheelchair? I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Yeah, I can't either.
Because
when I see someone in a wheelchair, I'm just like, damn. I don't want to walk too well around them. I don't want to make them feel jealous. I'm not trying to have an embarrassment of riches.
There was this great web series called Gregory Shitcock about a detective in like a Stephen Hawking wheelchair who talked with the electronic voice, and he was watching home videos of himself, and it's just him doing stuff with his legs, like jumping rope and all the shit he would do before he was in a wheelchair. And you're like, that's the only home videos you have, is you doing leg stuff.
Now, if you're in a wheelchair, you have what? Magic the Gathering, become a rapper, or Epstein Island, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Those are your options.
Or watch all the X-Men in a row and wish you had psychic powers.
Professor X. Would Professor X even need the wheelchair with psychic powers? Could he just
couldn't he levitate his well, he never could he move stuff with his mind? I don't remember doing
maybe
that.
I'm tripping.
No, he had actual you need to be Jean Grey to do that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's circle back to this conversation. I wanted to lead in because I had a tweet that went viral. We'll talk about that a little bit. I was going to start us off with a segment I proposed, a good way to get into an episode. I don't have a name for it. I guess it's called "What'd You Get?" What'd you get? What'd you get, Billy? I don't know about you, but every week I get so excited because envelopes arrive at my house, packages. Maybe I'll open a couple packs, and I get new Magic cards to outfit my decks or add to my collection. Now, this past week, I've been picking up a lot of singles. I don't know if you've noticed this. I think I texted you about or I messaged you about this. That the singles market is really going nuts. Now, I don't know if it's a number of things. One of the most obvious things I think is that people are getting their tax check all at once. Like everybody's getting their tax refund, and they're having a real good time with it. So they're buying out storefronts. They're buying out a lot of cards. The question though becomes, okay, so they buy out the cards. There's a bit of a spike. Is the spike temporary, or are the prices going to come back down? And do you want to take that risk? Me, I'm going, look, a lot of these singles are at reasonable prices. They're a little bit elevated, and I would rather buy them now than have them do what this card did. And this is a card that I thankfully bought, I think last year, just to give you an example of how prices are spiking right now. So Wilds of Eldraine had these anime borderless cards, right? Confetti foils. Okay. And this was one I wanted because, again, I was talking about that enchantment deck. Greater Oromancy, other enchantments you control of Shroud, enchanted creature you have Shroud. Just a great card for your enchantment deck. Now, the historical pricing on this, look at this. Okay. This is April 25. So about a year ago. $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, $100. Get around Christmas time. January 26th. This is the beginning of the year. $100, $100,
February.
$105 as of February. Okay. Now this says 131, but if we take a look, the cheapest one available right now is at $250, $300, $428. If I look at the sales data, 100. Okay, so maybe they're not selling at that price. I am seeing them on eBay for a lot more, but the point is, this is a 50% jump if people are buying it at 150, and it kind of looks like it has room to run. Same for we were talking about the original Strixhaven foils, which have also gone absolutely. Is it Demonic Tutor?
Yeah, the Japanese Demonic Tutor shot up. It was up high at one point. It was over.
This was like at
1,300.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is for the non-foil. Let me see if I can get the
if you go to
printing,
foil,
which is extremely rare. Okay, so it was around like 300, 400. You have one, I have one, right? We're both very happy with our Demonic
Lucky
Tutors.
boys.
Lucky boys. We opened ours in packs. We didn't pay $400 for it. And then as of recently, if we're looking at sales data, basically everyone that gets listed for $800, $800, $800.
Yeah.
Basically doubled in price in, a matter of a week.
Yeah, it was going for, they didn't have one listed on TCG Player for under like $1,100 to $1,200 the week of the pre-release, and then it dipped back down a little bit.
Well, when you see these spikes, there are people who will notice and go, "Oh my God, $800? Yeah, I'll sell that card right now." So, the market does see a little. You're going to see a huge spike, and then you're always going to see a little come down when people start listing them again. Okay, but you do reach new price floors, which is, this thing. It's established that people will pay $800 for this. So the next guy who sells one goes, "Well, I don't want to sell it for $500. That guy got $800." It establishes this price memory. So I said, look, prices are a little elevated right now, but I'd rather get them now than in a year. I hate to keep bringing up examples. Mox Diamond. Pre-modern is another one of the things that is pushing prices. Pre-modern, a Mox Diamond now, cheapest one you're going to find, heavily played or damaged for $900. A near mint copy are selling for about $1,500. It's one of those things where you go, you know what? It's always weird where you go, I would never pay $800 for that card. And then the card goes to $2,000 and you go, I should have paid $800 for that card.
I got mine for like $600. And I'm very happy I got it.
I think that's about what I paid. Yeah, about $600, and I'm still happy that's what I paid for it.
Yeah.
I guess the way I look at it also is the Magic market, it's turbulent. It goes up and down, but it's not like tomorrow. This isn't MetaZoo. Did you ever see MetaZoo? Do you know that card game?
I am not a MetaZoo guy, but I listened to a lot of Rudy talks about MetaZoo.
Rudy lost a lot of people money on MetaZoo.
Yeah.
Rudy from Alpha Investments, who I actually just canceled my Patreon from Rudy to
Whoa, don't announce that.
I'm sorry. I don't think you can sign. And if you cancel your Rudy Patreon, he bans you. That's his thing.
Oh my God. You got banned?
If you leave the Patreon, I got an email that says you're banned. You can never come back. That's how he keeps you there. But I said,
you've been exiled by Rudy.
I've been exiled. Well, his whole thing is that he gives deals. He goes, you're going to get deals on Magic products. You buy boxes from me. And at first, about a year ago, you could get deals. The way the Magic market is right now, there's no more deals. Rudy doesn't have any deals to give anybody is how I feel. I hate to say it, Rudy. I'm not trying to damage your Patreon, but I don't think you can even offer deals because it's better for you to just. Everybody I know is just hoarding product because the prices keep going up. Why let it go?
I thought you were just starting wars with like the woke crowd, and I'm like they're gonna eat you up. Now you're going after the finance bros too.
I'm not going after Rudy. I think Rudy's smart. I wouldn't be giving it away either. But every time I get like an email from Rudy, it goes, I can't really make you guys a deal on this thing, and I go, I get it. I wouldn't make me a deal either.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about some pickups. I have some cards here. I'm going to show you. I don't know. Did you pick up anything this week? Did you get any new cards?
I got one thing with like 5 cards in it.
What cards did you pick up this week?
I saw that our boy Displacer Kitten was going up in price, and I missed out on the secret lair with the
oh, nice.
So I grabbed the foil.
How much was you got the whole secret lair?
Yeah. I was this one by itself. The Displacer Kitten was $70.
Oh my God.
So I paid an extra 20 and got the full secret lair real quick. Just
I recently sold a white bordered displacer kitten, and I think the next day the price doubled, and I went, "You fucking! I can never get the timing right on any of this stuff."
I bought the foil displacer kitten that was like the full art from the original set, like the extended
I
art.
like that. I like
bought that one early on because I knew it was going to go up eventually. And then this one, when it popped up, I was like, I need a second one because it's dude, displacer kitten goes off with everything. It's a busted card. It's very good. So
well, the big reason for the jump right now is the new Strixhaven prepared creatures, so you can bounce your Emeritus and immediately have it back in play. So real quick, I'll bring up here's the OG displacer kitten.
So good.
Wrong back end. Everyone's seeing how much money I made. That's not a big deal. I might have to censor that. Displacer kitten, $47.99. The foil, I imagine, is up to $60.
Yeah, I got my foil for like $27 or something. So right before it popped.
This feels like a Smothering Tithe level of power, where no matter how many times they reprint it, you're probably going to keep it around this price.
I think so. Yeah, and they can't reprint it too much, right? It's a big guy. That he drove that secret lair to sell out before I could buy it, and I
didn't even see that secret lair. Where was that? Was that like a limited weird drop that they do?
I think they did a whole Dungeons
like one
and
of those
Dragons.
one of those one day things.
I don't think it was supposed to be a one day. It just sold out in one day. It was like sold out in a couple hours. It was the Dungeons and Dragons super drop. It had a few other things too.
You know what? I got most of the Dungeons and Dragons ones. I think that one must have sold out before I got to it.
Yeah.
I got the one that had like Zorn and whatever in it.
Dude, Displacer Kitten. I'm still waiting for Interdimensional Web Watch to pop off. You ever see this card?
Interdimensional Web. Is that the one from
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Dude, Spider-Man gets a lot of hate, but I swear this card.
All right.
This card with Displacer Kitten? Come on.
When this artifact enters, exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards and then get 2 mana, any combination of colors. All right. I see it.
You get 1 non-creature spell. Displacer Kitten pops this out. You get 2 more cards, and you just keep playing non-creature spells and getting more cards and more mana. That's an engine, dude. I don't care. That pops.
Yeah, and blank decks are just a ton of fun with Thassa, and actually that plays into one of the cards I got. So one of the great
This is 46
cards.
cents right here. This is 46 cents. I'm telling you, Vito.
We need a graphic. We need a graphic.
I'm telling you, Vito.
Stone Cold Lock of the Century.
I'm telling
of the
you.
week.
This pays for prepared spells because prepared spells play from exile. This pays for anything that you remove and play from exile. This gives you 2 mana for and 2 cards. This is nuts. This is good. This
is a good idea for a segment. We should have every week. We should pick 1 card that we think is going to be an all-star, and then we check back in a year and we see whose card went up the most. And
I feel like this could pop in standard. I feel like this could pop in commander.
Web Watch.
It's mana and card advantage in 1 card, and it's a permanent. Like this is solid. This is solid. I'm trying to think if I have any picks right now. I'll have to see if I can come up with my pick to rival yours.
If we're talking about blink decks, here's one thing. So my thing I've been saying that I think is gonna. Here's my theory. My theory is anything in a normal border is going to get endlessly reprinted. Now we saw in the Strixhaven commander decks, they reprinted land tax, they reprinted Goldspan Dragon. I think over time, just regular printing, and this has obviously been Wizard's strategy. Wizards said, hey, listen, why don't we make it, and this is what Pokemon does. There'll be basic versions of the cool Pokemon that you can just get if you want to play the game, and if you want the fancy, cool, secret rare or whatever, that's the one that costs $100, but you don't need it to play the game. You can get the regular shitty version. I think that's what Wizards going to do. So I've been selling off all my stuff that's in a normal border, my normal borderland taxes, whatever else. I think the stuff that has weird versions that they're obviously not going to reprint because it would be really fucking weird if they did. I think that's the stuff, obviously vintage, if you're buying reserve list stuff, they can't reprint that anyway. But the cool, weird art treatments that if they do reprint the like Displacer Kitten, I don't think they would ever again do it in that full art treatment that you got out of Collector Booster. They're obviously never going to reprint that secret layer version. That's one to hold on to. So some of the treatments I'm interested in are, and these are from Phyrexia All Be One. The first is the Step and Complete. I mean, just these what do you call it? These concept art Praetors are just really cool. This is Elish Norn. This was actually like the hype card for the set before it got kind of overshadowed by Mondrak and a couple others. But just the ability on this lady, whenever something comes into play, double that ability. Like this in your blink decks, in your craziness, ton of fun. So that's one I picked up from Phyrexia All Obi-Wan. And also, I don't know if you saw the price on these. And again, another thing I sold too early because I'm an idiot. I had one of these kicking around. Did you ever get a complete bundle?
Yeah, I pulled a few of those. Yeah. I think I snagged like 4 or 5 of those.
Wait, really? I opened one for myself. I think I got trash, but I still have the lands out of here. Just the lands out of here are like $100 for the set of 10 oil slick lands.
Yeah, I pre-ordered 2 of them. I think I got 4 of them because I think I have 4, or I think I have 8 of each oil slick land. So it must have been 4.
Damn, dude, you did good because those oil slick lands are great and they cost. I think they're like $20 for one like swamp now.
I pre-ordered 2 of these, and then I think I got one off Amazon when it dropped in price for a good price, like under $100. And then my Amazon one had a nick on I had like the oil slick dragon. It had a nick on it, so I was like, hey, Wizards, you messed up my dragon. Can I get a new dragon? They just sent me a whole pack of the oil slick lands and creatures. So
Wizards customer service will occasionally. I remember one time I got a Commander Masters box, and the Commander Masters box, it was a stupid little thing where one of the slots was supposed to be foil. You were supposed to always get 2 full art common uncommons, and one of them was supposed to be a foil. And in my box, none of them were foil. And I said, well, that's weird. It's not like a huge deal. And I said, hey, I want you guys to know, like, I got a box and like this slot was supposed to be foil. It wasn't foil. And they said, listen, we can't replace like one card out of it. So if you send us back all the cards, we'll just send you a new one. And I said, send you back what? And they're like, yeah, just send us the 4 packs you open. And I said, do you know what cards were in those packs? And they said, how would we possibly know that? So not gonna lie, I did go, well, that pack was pretty good. Let me just put that one aside and send them back this pack. And they ended up giving me a whole nother box. As I was saying, I think I sold this a month ago for $300. Of course, now it has jumped up another 100. I'll take it. It's fine. I still made a profit on it. But the singles out of it, some of them are still like pretty affordable. This is I picked up 2 more of the oil slicks that I've just been sleeping on, and I went, well, why? These are really cool. Sword of Forge and Frontier, which is great for your landfall decks, puts lands into play. And also, I think this is the best green planeswalker they ever did, the Nisa Ascended Animist. I just love her in mono green. And these were like $20, $25. I mean, the bundle is going for 400, and these are 2 very solid cards out of that. So I picked those up. A couple other things that I've been messing around with. The etched foils from March of the Machine are also still very affordable. Like Luris was like $12 or something. I said I like the etched treatment. Actually, I think they refined it and it looks nice, so I picked those up.
I always liked the etched treatment. A lot of people hated on it.
The first time it showed up, it looked weird, and it looked really bad in Modern Horizons 2. But they like figured out how to make it work.
Modern Horizons 2 like had a print mishap with a lot of them.
Dude, a lot of them looked like, honestly, like the etched lands out of Modern Horizons 2. I was getting like etched retro fetch lands. I'm like, yeah, it just looks like dog shit. I don't even want to play these in anything.
Well, my problem with those is they never made the etched on like allied color fetch lands, so you can't match them up in your deck.
You can't have a set now.
You have that OCD.
They absolutely. The whole retro fetch situation is too complicated to go into, but you know the Modern Horizons 3 retro fetch lands are going for like over $100 in foil because they were way rarer than they were out of Modern Horizons 2 for some reason. I don't completely get it. On the topic of Strixhaven, got a Mind's Desire, again, still affordable. For some reason, the price of Natural Order has spiked like crazy, but this Future Sight foil for Mystery Booster 2 was like $25, and I said,
I like those foils. I think that they're worth picking up. They're not gonna be in print for very long. You know,
at some point they're gonna have to do Mystery Booster 3, I assume.
I assume,
and also the price of the Mystery Booster box, like no matter how many times they keep reprinting it, the box just goes up to like $300, which is crazy. And there's only one foil in every box.
Do you think the next mystery booster is going to be Mystery Beyond 3? It's going to be all the universes beyond.
I don't know. They can't just keep. They have to come up with something new at some point. They can't just keep printing that thing forever. 3 last quick ones. A little bit of Spider-Man. I think these are like, yeah, I mean, this is cheap, dude. These are like $12 for a Spider-Man. I think all the Spider-Man.
Not 12, is it? With the foil?
Let me check. $20 maybe?
I'm pretty sure.
Intervention. That is one of the more desirable ones because
I thought I saw Card Kingdom buying that exact card for $20, but I could be wrong. Could have changed.
Let's take a quick look. So the regular version is $13.99.
Yeah.
The foil is a little. No, look, dude, $16.
Oh wow.
Here's my pro tip. I think that the Spider-Man, if we're making predictions, I think, and now it's showing all the new ones.
Yeah.
I think a foil Spider-Man Parallel Lives for $30 makes no sense. I think a foil Spider-Man Reanimate going for like $35. Like, these are premium cards with very cool art. Like, now is the time. And if you look again, prices are starting to creep back up. They hit a low of around like $30 for the foil. Now getting back. If there's any Spider-Man, because everybody, there's a certain point at which the meme is too much, where everyone goes, everything in Spider-Man's worthless. All the cards are bad. Sell all your Spider-Man. There eventually comes a point where it gets so low that it goes, well, some of these are very playable cards with kind of cool art. Again, a Spider-Man Heroic Intervention is pretty cool and should probably end up being a $30, $40 card once Spider-Man's been out of print for a while.
Yeah.
And you can't grab it. I have a stack of these wedding rings that I've been picking up for like $9, $10 because I go, wedding ring's a great card for Commander. This is awesome. John Romita Senior art. I mean, at $10 or $11 for a lightly played foil, like, how do you really lose? How low could this card possibly get?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to stay low. I think they were low because the set was so oversold. Like, every store had too much of it, so it was just. And the one thing you go into it for is the Soul Stone, and if you open it up for Soul Stones, you're cracking boxes, trying to get that Thanos, trying to get that special Galaxy Infinity Stone variant,
which I've never seen, and you
got
have
a lot
seen.
You got a lot, yeah. You got a lot of extra stuff sitting around. And it's hard to move that because that's not the stuff driving the boxes, but it's going to be movable 3 years from now.
I mean, the tip I'm going to have is when everybody's focused on the new thing. So right now, everybody is going nuts for the Strixhaven. Like, that's the time to go 2 or 3 or 4 sets back and go, okay, when the set first came out, this Leonardo, it got up to like 25. I've seen people selling this for like $50. I picked one up. It was like $12. I said, I want the Leonardo. It's not that expensive. It's not going to get that much lower than like $12. Like, when everybody is blowing all their money on the new thing, it's a great time to go in and buy the old thing. And also just people, Strixhaven is a perfect example. The new Strixhaven came out, and all of a sudden it's like it triggered everyone's brain to go, hey, wasn't there another Strixhaven that had like a demonic tutor and like all the prices are coming back on those like crazy. And real quick, I'll show you my big purchase. I think this is the big purchase for me was from the Secret Lair Countdown Kit. I had to get the Halo foil of mine. This was the one I said, I want this in Halo foil. The Myrel, I think, has the best art out of that entire Countdown kit. This was about $100. But again, I think I look at this and I go, this is a fantastic card. I cannot imagine they would ever have cooler art than this. This art is fantastic. It looks crazy in the Halo foil. And I can't imagine it getting any lower than $95.
I opened one of those. I am very happy that you
opened it in the Halo foil?
Yeah.
You cocksucker. I didn't. Well, I did open the Urza Saga in one of mine, so I can't be upset.
Halo foil?
I got the Halo foil Urza Saga.
Yeah.
So I did. I can't get mad at you. I did.
You're all right. You did all right.
But I wanted the Myrel. Honestly, the one card I said that I think has the best art was this one. And I said, and the way I'm looking at it now, you go, oh, what are you doing? That's $100. I go, you have to it sounds crazy, but you kind of got to look at your Magic collection as it is an investment where you go, look, if something happened, I get cancer, whatever, or I gotta move. At the end of the day, I can go on TCG Player, I could sell a bunch of singles, I can get my money back. That's the best thing about buying Magic cards is it's not just throwing money down a pit, it's not just throwing it away and you're never going to see it again. You go, no, what's cool about this is these things do hold value. So even if it's a, reckless financial purchase, theoretically, to buy a Gaia's Cradle at $1,300, you got to go, well, worst case scenario, maybe I sell it for $1,000. Maybe Magic tanks and everybody doesn't like it or they stop buying it and I lose a couple $100. The way the economy's going, who cares? Everything's losing money anyway. All my stocks are fucking destroyed because of Trump. So
I lose money going to buy gas. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm losing money all over the place.
My rail for 100, great deal.
$100, yeah.
This box it came from had 26 cards. They were fixed cards. You weren't guaranteed getting a Halo foil in your 26 cards.
And they did not make that many of these that I can tell. Like the supply of the 30th anniversary countdown kit definitely seems to have gone down. I mean, if we look at Urza Saga Halo foil, there are only 16 listed. For my rel, there's 31. I don't know why. I guess the Urza Saga gets bought up quicker, but that means right now on the market, if I wanted to, I could spend $3,000 and I could clean out TCG Player, and there would just be now gradually more would come to the market, and there's ones on eBay or whatever else. But when you have a supply, a card's got 30 active listings. It's a very interesting treatment. Will Wizards reprint my rel in some form? Sure, it's going to be in another secret layer, or maybe it'll be a bonus card, whatever else. But you got to look, and with all of these, you got to look, and you got to go. Especially for me, I go, if I build a deck and I want to put Elish Norn in a deck, this is the version of Elish Norn that I think looks the coolest. I've looked at all the versions of Elish Norn. I said, this is my favorite one. That's the one I want.
I opened that.
I want to put it in multiple
I opened
decks.
that as well.
Yeah. Fucking asshole. I'm also upset that I didn't buy. I was showing you the other day. Now the price of the Skull Clamp is up to 113. This is my favorite Skull Clamp. $90 for one fucking Skull Clamp. Jesus. I was buying the Japanese ones thinking I was smart. I can't even do that anymore. A Japanese one is what? $30. I was buying these for 18. Now I gotta spend.
Dude,
I might buy one or two more at $30 just because this
30's
is
not a bad deal because you know what Skull Clamp does. Everybody knows Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp's about as known as Soul Ring, right?
Well, the other day I was building a commander deck and I was putting a regular non-foil Skull Clamp in it, and I started feeling sad. And I said, "Don't I have more of those Japanese ones?" And he's like, "No, those are in your other decks." And I said, "Can I buy more?" And they said, "Yeah, but the price went up, idiot. You should have bought them before." Either way, I would say getting a Japanese one for 30 versus an English one at what, 90 is the cheapest one. Sometimes I don't understand the price difference. I think I can take a $60 hit. I know what the card does. I'm happy having a Japanese one, and the art's by a Japanese guy, so I can't complain that
look
much.
Look at the Thassa's Oracle that came out in Secret Lair, right? What's that at now? Because I remember when it was under 100, right?
This guy,
that's for 265, right?
Jesus Christ!
If you look at the Dark Ritual from Secret Lair,
I was gonna say the Dark Ritual, the one I don't have, and I'm so mad. When it was like $100, I'm like, maybe I should get one for $100. And I was like, what are you gonna do? Now it's 190 for the cheapest one. Look at that.
This is a card you can pick up for $5 in like a regular form, right?
Right.
It's
you can get a Dark Ritual. You can get an Ice Age Dark Ritual for like $3 or something.
Yeah. So
you want this? You want the Skull Man?
These secret lairs, they hold value. They're worth picking up if you like them. Somebody else probably likes them, and if you have good taste, other people have good taste, and these are effectively reserve lists in this art form, right? They're not going to reprint this card.
We have entered the era, and it's a good era. It's the era of the tastemaker, where cards are valued according to does it have great art? Does it look cool in a deck? Do you want to play it? There's the Strixhaven version, or is it scarce? I have the Judge promo. I hate this card. I don't know. I won this on Whatnot, and I said, "What the fuck is even going on? I don't want this." And they're like, "But it's $200." I go, "What is it? It's a bug man? What is like his belly is spitting out fucking smoke? How is that a dark ritual?" So at some point, I think I need to trade this dark ritual for the Frank Frazetta dark ritual, and I would be much happier.
For real.
But it's not a bad strategy. The strategy is, again, it's what Pokemon does, is that you can get the cheap version of it. And what's the cheapest version of dark ritual? It's probably like $2-3. Let's see. Low to high, you can get, I'm looking at foils here. The cheapest dark ritual you could get from 5th edition white border, like $4. So if you need one just to play a deck, you're going to be a happy boy. You can even get, an Urza Saga black border, you can
the old dark
customize.
rituals got good looks. For a few bucks, you can choose. You can be choosy.
How much is the mystery booster foil dark?
Legends
I don't like
90,
this art.
$100, yeah.
$100. I don't love this art though. I do like the mystery booster 2s though. I have a big stockpile. Every time the mystery booster 2, actually, when mystery booster 2 started showing up, it's like limit of 3 per customer. So I would buy 3, and then I was calling up Dick Magic, and I went, "Hey, can you buy me 3 of these magic boxes?" And he went, "Yeah, okay." And then I called up my buddy Dirk. I went, "Hey, can you buy me 3 of these magic boxes?" Because I was like, "Dude, there's so much cool shit in there. I want to open like a ton of these."
Now they sell out so quickly. I haven't been able to pick up a mystery box too because I don't wake up in time.
Dude, and the crazy thing is, like, look, when the secret layer comes out, it's like $250 for the secret layer. That comes with a bunch of stuff, and like bunch of promo cards. Even a box still is like $330. Like, when I'm selling on Whatnot, I'm selling packs for like $15, and people they love it. I go, this set is just, it's got crazy value, man. Like, you'll open a pack and you'll find a random uncommon. Here, Pemin's Aura from the list is like $14. Just a nice little untappy guy, or I'll open a pack and get an Ophidian Eye from Time Spiral. It's a $10 common, just hanging out in your mystery boosters.
The cool thing about the mystery booster is each slot in the pack is its own like 121 card print sheet. So like the first 2 cards will be 2 white cards, and it won't be from the same print sheet. Like you get 1 card from one part of the print sheet, just randomly.
The only thing that's
like 1,500 cards, 1,600 cards in the set, right?
The only thing that sucks about Mystery Booster is it is impossible to organize. So I have a big box of Mystery Booster cards, and it's not like I can just group them by card because there's 1,500 fucking different cards. So
and they look all the same as the ones from Mystery Booster 1 and the list, right?
Right. Like, so there's no way to tell a Mystery Booster 1 card apart from Mystery Booster 2 card unless you reference some sheet. So I just kind of jam them all together anyway. It's a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, those are our pickups. Billy was smart and bought one thing, and I spent all my money freaking out and worrying that magic cards are going to $1 zillion.
You should have just opened half of those like I did, Vito.
Yeah, that would have been smart.
I'm such a prick.
All right. Well, our second topic we had talked about getting into is Strixhaven is the new set. I'll bring up the card gallery, and it is currently available on Magic Arena. And what was interesting was I said, "Hey, we should talk about Strixhaven. I'm sure we'll do a couple drafts on Magic Arena." And you said, "Oh, I don't play Magic Arena." And I said, "What are you fucking talking about? You don't play Magic? What are you, insane? What do you mean?
Yeah.
How are you playing Magic if you ain't playing Magic Arena, Billy? What do you mean?"
I like touching cards. I did update the arena though, and I did play a couple of sealed pre-release
okay, you did
versions.
Some sealed.
Yeah, I like this. I like the sealeds. I kind of got my butt kicked. I didn't do too well, but it was fun.
I've also been kind of getting my ass kicked. I'm wondering if I'm going to figure out the set or not. But I have a couple thoughts on the format. Now, I've been doing Wizards' new format, which is the Pick 2 draft, which a lot of people hate, and I don't hate. Pick 2 draft is a draft where instead of taking 1 card at a time, you take 2 cards at a time, meaning the draft goes way faster, and everyone pretty much knows what they're doing a lot quicker. Like when someone passes you a pack, you go, "Well, clearly there's no white cards left in here because the guy next to me took 2 white cards out of it." So you fall into your archetype a lot quicker. The draft goes quicker. And I've been having mixed success with Strixhaven. Now, what I've noticed about the format is, and I had a couple notes here. Let me see if I can bring these up.
Well, while you pull up your notes,
yeah,
you know the first time I did a pick 2 draft?
What was that?
I was doing here in Seattle, they do the Wizards like test studies for upcoming product.
Oh, really?
And I got into the one for the Hobbit, and they were like, "This is set up to do a pick 2 draft." And
how did that go? How did that feel?
I signed an NDA, but
I mean, it's been a while now. I'm sure the
set's about to come out. I will say this. I sat down with a pot of 4 people, and it was a great draft. I really liked it. So
I liked it. A lot of people have been complaining about it. I'm not sure exactly why they've been pushing that as a format. Like when Spider-Man came out online, although of course it's not called Spider-Man because they're not allowed to have Spider-Man on Magic Arena for some reason. That was when they were really pushing pick 2 drafts. And I don't know about you, but I would just force green-white web slingers and win pretty much maybe that's why I enjoyed it, was I was like, this is a solved format. Just green-white is broken as hell.
Yeah.
And you just force green-white. But a lot of people were complaining and they said, oh, that's why, you guys couldn't even get the draft format right for the Spider-Man set. I don't get it. I don't know what the major complaint is really.
You bring up the online was different than real life.
Yeah.
What if the reality fracture set that comes out? What if the fracture? What if the fracture is that the cards are going to come out with an IP version and Universes Beyond with every set, and an in-universe version in every set, and you might get one of each card in each pack. And you don't know what you're going to open.
I would have no problem with that. I would have a good time with that. Did you see the one card from the Spider-Man set that everybody was like, well, this is just clearly better? Let me see if I can get this image up here. So for those of you who don't know, they have Magic Arena, which is Magic's online version of the game that you can play. One of 2 online versions of the game. But I think because of Marvel Snap. Have you ever played Marvel Snap, which is their online card game?
I haven't played it, but I've seen it, and it looks pretty fun.
It's not bad. It's like interesting. It's not like that. It doesn't feel that deep, but I've played it a little bit. I think because of that, they were like, well, we don't want to put Marvel cards online because that would be completing with Marvel Snap, which makes us money, which is stupid, and it probably doesn't matter, but okay, fine. So online, they had to change all the Spider-Man cards into something else. And one of the things they did was create this little guy named Fleam. Have you seen Fleam, Gobin's creation? I have seen
Fleam. I like Green Goblin. This is a good card.
Green Goblin. Well, yeah, that's the thing, is Fleam's a good card too, because Fleam is the version of Green Goblin. And this is what loot should have been. This is organic. Everybody online's going, I fucking love Fleam. I would die for Fleam. They're still making loot merchandise. I was looking at the MagicCon, like, because they have the list of what you can get at the booth, and they're like, look at all this loot shit. They got a loot fucking tiki mug. And I go, who's buying the loot shit? Nobody cares about. I have never met anybody who plays Magic and goes, man, I just love that loot fucker. I need a loot tiki mug.
There's like 1,000 people watching right now crying into their loot tiki mug.
Who likes loot? I don't understand it at all. This is the merch preview of all the stuff I can buy. Yeah, there's my loot tiki mug I can buy.
I am still believing that loot is going to be the big bad in Reality Fracture. He's running Jace's mind.
Can you do that though? Can you sell people this delightful little critter and sell them all this merchandise or whatever, and then do a big switch on him? You actually is an asshole.
I think you have to. Yeah, this is like you look at this. This looks like a sacrificial idol. Like this looks like some evil little fuck.
It does look a little evil. I'm not gonna lie. I like this depiction a little more, where he looks kind of fucked up. This is also some of the. Should I buy a Strixhaven scarf while I'm there? Maybe I'll get a scarf.
Yes. Oh, get the fucking
the Magic Crocs.
Holy shit! If they have them in my size, I gotta order these. Holy crap!
I'll try to get you. If you send me your size, I will try to get you a pair of Magic.
I gotta get a pair
Crocs
for Boogie 2988 too, because he be crocking around like a motherfucker.
Is he a Crocman?
He's a Crocker, dude. He's Betty Crocker.
I'm just gonna run in there and just buy up as many Festival in a Boxes as I can. I think they are gonna have. This is gonna be their secret layer drop in Vegas. So I don't know if they already did. I don't know if they've already put this one out, but I'll have to get one. Winter Orb, Scrawling Crawler.
It's a good
I don't know
card.
War Spheres. Yeah,
War
nice
Spheres is
Nar
all right.
set. That's
Ooh,
cool. Art.
Nasty. That's a nasty Nar set.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Actually, that's some like old. That looks like some old school Magic comic book art there. And Expropriate.
Oh,
that's
nasty.
Yeah.
That's gross. Winter Orb. Worse.
Winter
That's
Orb.
a gross.
Winter Orb. Yeah.
That when Scabbing Crawler is like the
Scrawling
little
Crawlers
bait,
are really good. Dude, Scrawling Crawler is like a solid card. Yeah.
Scrawling Crawler is awesome. It's the nicest card in this fucking set here. Like,
are you able to see? Are you able to see the art? So you got a big bug up here, and look, you got a dude's fucking head down here. He's digging into his brain. That's pretty cool.
I want that card. This is a good pickup.
Yeah, I'm looking at all this crap. Anyway, as always with this show, I get completely off topic. So we're talking about Strixhaven. We played Strixhaven. Billy, here's been my take on the format. Now, I've built some decks that felt very powerful, and I've had some success. I do feel like this set has a lot of bombs. And they're bombs not in the way of just like there are giant creatures, and I'll talk about those in a second, but and I've done this too to people. I almost want to say that this thing I've had the most success with has been this white go wide strategy. So, and I've gotten owned on both sides. Practice offense. Put a +1/+1 on all your creatures. One of them gets either double strike or lifelink. For just another 2, you get to do it again. Putting 2 +1/+1 counters on everybody for 5, and 2 of them get double strike. I mean, that's like an overrun type effect. Really good. This guy, Stirring Hope Singer, Flying Lifelink. When this card comes down and does not get answered, okay? So he's a Flying Lifelinker. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery that targets a creature, everybody gets a +1/+1 counter. And I just start running away with the game. I mean, I had this guy with like 7 counters on him. He's like a 7-power lifelink flyer that's buffing my whole team. This is not a mythic. Like, this guy just shows up. So you ever play
Feather? The Feather Commander deck?
I've played Feather. I didn't play any Commander, but I played a standard version of it, I think.
I feel like this guy kills in Feather.
Oh yeah. No, there's a ton of this. White for me right now is the color I'm most interested in forcing. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery that targets a creature, just get a 1/1 flyer. Nice. Again, these are like your rares here. And the other day I got owned by this stupid. I had a game I thought was completely locked up. I was doing blue-red card advantage. I probably drew down to like 5 cards left in my deck, and it didn't matter because the guy across from me just kept rebounding with make 2 spirit tokens, put a +1/+1 on each spirit. Then he played it again, and he just had a board of like 1,000 spirit tokens.
Yeah, that's great.
My strategy is, and we're talking about, obviously, when you have these guys, a lot of the games seem to come down to, not every game, but a lot of the games come down to these prepare creatures that can re-prepare themselves. Because once they have one of those in play, there's the one that lets you reanimate every turn. There's the one that lets you demonic tutor over and over if you can keep activating it. Obviously, this one, it's a little hard to prepare it more than once, but you can blank it or whatever else. Yeah. But there seems to be a lot of these creatures that just repetitively grind out value. Actually, the reanimate one has probably been the one that I went, what am I supposed to do against this guy?
Yeah.
If I kill, I mean, he's losing a tiny bit of life, but he keeps reanimating like life linkers, so it almost doesn't even matter.
Yep.
The card is.
I lost to that guy too.
Yeah, dude, this guy came down and I said, at the beginning of your upkeep, if there's 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. So it's not even that something extra has to happen. It's just once your graveyard's loaded, I guess theoretically, once you take a creature out of there, maybe it could become unprepared. But
yeah,
towards the end of the game, this guy's just going, yeah, I bring that thing back. I use it, I sacrifice it in combat, and then I just reanimate it again and again and again.
Yeah, this is great. I want this in like my commander decks,
I think this card, honestly, you're talking about your web watch and cards to spec on. After playing against this card, I could definitely see this being a player in standard where it's just, you just have a reanimate every turn. If especially in like some sort of control build where you're just keeping them down and okay, now I'm just going to keep reanimating my graveyard over and over and looping nonsense. So the strategy I've developed is if you have one of these guys that are going to, just grind out value. Here's the one that can demonic tutor. dedicate yourself to keeping this thing alive at all costs. So I will not play this card on turn 4 unless I absolutely have to. I want to play it on turn 6. I want to get my demonic tutor activation, or I want to play it with some sort of protection backup that can, blink it out of the way of trouble. Because if you can protect this thing, you can keep it from dying. You're just going to grind out enough value that eventually wins you the game. So I find a lot of my games, I'm not putting down the biggest creature in my hand. I'm usually trying to bait out the early removal. There does seem to be a lot of removal in the set that you have to kind of bait out and, try to be like, hey, you want to kill this? You want to kill this? And I've gotten baited a lot of times where I went, I should probably kill that, that 4/2 or whatever. And then they play like some fucking 9/9. And I go, never mind. I wasted that removal spell like crazy. Anyway, has anything stuck out to you as a strategy to how to succeed in this format?
I haven't succeeded yet.
I have also not been succeeding.
I do like the bear. I feel like every time I played
that common bear you're talking about, the
common bear,
ramps?
Rampant growth bear. Every time I played the rampant growth bear, and then I got the 6/6 guy that costs X and 1 green, and if you play him for 1 green, he comes to play with stun counters on him tapped.
Slumbering Trudge, yes.
Slumbering Trudge, yeah, that thing, Slumbering Trudge. I got whooped by it. I whooped with it. That was very good. If you can pick that up. That's nutty.
Yeah, you really have to be really considerate with your removal, because I've found myself in a lot of situations. There's a lot of weird stuff that is putting +1/+1 counters on guys, and eventually the guys will just get too big where I go, I don't know how to deal with this, and I'm wasting all of my resources on one fucking thing.
Yeah.
So you really got to be aware that like a lot of this format has come down to who has the biggest, most giantest thing that the other guy can't deal with. Just a big, stupid thing. The strategy I've been most interested in pursuing has been the blue-red spell slinging, and I've had decent success with that. I think the card that people are maybe sleeping on, I don't know, Divergent Equation. Have you played with or against this card?
Okay.
I just keep throwing this in all my decks and having just so much card advantage that I win the game on the back of that.
For 5 mana to just pick up 2 of your best instant sorceries at instant speed is awesome.
Yes.
7 mana, you get 3. That's amazing.
And if you're playing blue-green, you're also, the spells you're casting are ramping, so you can use Divergent Equation to get back another. Oh no, this exiles itself. So you can't get back Divergent Equation. I had a deck that had 2 of them, and I was just like, it'd be my opponent's turn. They go, I pass. I go, okay, I tap 11 mana and I get back 4 instants of sorceries or whatever it is, 5.
Yeah.
And they went, oh, well, now I'm fucked.
At that point in the game, you should be running out of gas, not picking and choosing the premium. You can't be pumping premium that late in the game.
Well, but the thing is, like, I'm just jamming lands into play because blue-green's letting me ramp so effectively. I don't know. And also, it feels like blue is able to stall out to the long game because there's a lot of bounce, there's a lot of stun counters, there's a lot of put stuff on top of people's libraries. Like, normally I would think a card like this is too expensive, homesickness, but I'm just running into games where I'm just blue and I'm just dragging the game out. I go, tap your 2 guys for 2 turns. I draw more cards.
That's great.
Yeah, blue-red. So for color pairs, I don't know if I've played every color pair. The ones I'm most interested in picking up is the blue-red spell slinging. I like white-red. I don't. The stuff about like exiling something from your graveyard to get an effect has been really hard to effectively plan around, and I haven't been able to
something from your graveyard. And there's all these cards now that let you mill and play the card. So there's some base there that could make it be a nice little engine. Could run. I haven't played it yet, but it looks interesting.
Well, the problem with the red white, did you remove something from your graveyard this turn? Is like the other colors seem to just be doing stuff. It's just like, here's a giant cool thing, and red white's like, here's a cool thing if you remove something from your graveyard. And I go, they killed my thing that lets me remove stuff from the graveyard. I didn't do it this turn. They're like, you don't get to do anything. And I'm like, well, then that's not interesting. As I was saying with white, though, in terms of like just going wide, I guess I'm more interested in white black, just to pick up some like pest tokens. I've had great luck picking up multiples of this guy when he comes into play. Everybody loses a life. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery that targets a creature, you can exile a creature and then bring it back. I've used that to
Consolator's Duelist.
Yeah, so you either bounce him, draw a card, which is always good, but you can also use it when you're ready for your big swing. You know, kill one of their creatures, exile the other one for a turn, and just swing in. So I did have good luck with him. I haven't been able to try black green yet. I wonder if black green is performing well, but it just doesn't seem to be showing up in the drafts I've been.
I got beat pretty bad by a black green deck, but I was gonna win until they put down the Witherbloom mythic rare dragon.
Oh, that guy is kind of a big deal. Yeah, affinity for creatures and instants and sorceries have affinity for creatures. There's again, we're both just kind of getting started with the format. I think eventually, I think the thing you have to identify is like, what are the power commons that you can pick up multiple copies of them and really kind of like run the table.
It's that bear, dude. Get the rampant growth bear.
Get that bear. One, I've been like just shocked at like the consistency of it. I mean, I'm not even shocked. I just go, this is just a great one to have. Where is it? There's the bird that just lets you gives you a divination later in the game. You know?
Yeah.
Here you go. Landscape Painter, 1 and a blue for a 2/1. And then later on, I just get to draw 2 cards. Now, the cool thing about what's cool about this guy is normally you go, I don't want to pay 5 to draw 2 cards. But there are a lot of those creatures that say if you paid 5 mana for a spell, something crazy is going to happen.
You get this beefy bonus. And this is a 2-drop that you're going to want to have to run out early and swing in with. When you said bird, I thought I had flying.
It looks like it's flying, doesn't it?
Right?
I thought it was a bird. It should have flying.
But 2/1 for 2, still not bad. Like I roll with this. There's a bird in here. I think it's a 2/3 for 3, and it's got an ability tacked onto it. It's got a prepared card tacked onto it. It was doing work for me.
Oh, the one that lets you like give a guy flying every turn? Because
yes, that guy was great. He was killing it because you when he attacks, you can get blue, prepare him, so you can next turn give one creature you have flying before you attack, and then use the instant on it to give a second creature flying. So you can come in with 3 beefy flyers. I had that with the there was a 3-drop avatar red card that whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it gets +1/+0 for each color of it. So I was getting +1/+0 twice with these jumps. It was so good. The whole team was getting buffed.
Guy's okay. So the card, you know what's been interesting and what I'm trying to see if it's a viable strategy is like, I just want to play red, blue dorks. Yeah. And the dork that I'm just like, this seems unfair. Let me see if I can find him. Is the one that just says, hey, did you cast an instant or sorcery? I'm going to do 1 damage to somebody. And just the amount of card draw and whatever else, like across the span of a game, I'm taking this guy over, like bombs, because I'm going, dude, over the course of the game, this guy's just doing like 5 damage. Here, Thunder Drum Soloist. This is an uncommon. It's a 1/3 reach, which is an excellent body in this format. He does tons of blocking. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it does 1 damage to each opponent. If 5 or more mana is spent to cast the spell, you're lightning bolting them in the face.
Yeah, that's great.
This with that little stupid 2/1 that has the draw spell attached to it, I'm just like picking up multiple copies of them. And in the end game, I'm just like, hit your face, hit your face, hit your face. Anytime they try to put up any sort of like, I'm coming at you, I go bounce that back to hand, do a damage. Bounce that back to hand, do a damage. Tap that down, do a damage. I don't know if it's the best possible strategy, but it's been doing some work. Again, the one thing that will blow you out is if you don't plan for that big stupid bomb rare that keeps redoing some effect. But if you can effectively deal with that, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a good time. It really blue. Like, this is the most interesting archetype I found, is this blue-red control. I mean, dude, I got past like 4 of these and I went, what are you guys, retarded? It's a lightning bolt that just, it's everything.
Taps down a blocker.
Dude, yeah, control burn. So I'm sitting on my guys that say, whenever I burn you, I'm doing extra damage. You have a huge thing. I go, either take out a little guy, but best of all, just towards the end of the game, I go, burn your face, tap your guy. Burn your face, tap your guy. Use that thing, get 2 of them back from my graveyard. Burn your face, tap your guy. And they're just sitting there going, stop doing this. And I'm like, I can't. This is too good. And it is
you
one
like
of
how
these
last 3 cards we looked at were uncommons. So like these are like bomb uncommons.
Well, that's the thing, dude. If you want to like dominate and draft, like obviously you can always build around your bulk rares, but you really got to try and figure out like, okay, I'm not always going to get the bulk rares. What are the uncommons that when I see them, I'm going to go, okay, I'm open. This is a signal and I'm moving that way. And again, when I see that red pinger, that little 1/3 pinger, I go, dude, if red spell slinging is open, I'm going for it, and I'm prioritizing it. And I'm gonna have a good time with it.
Yeah, with all those prepared spells, you're getting to reload the prepared spells. Like just that bird with the flight attached to it, you're gonna be getting so much damage through. You're gonna be those little extra pings. It's you're gonna end the game. You're gonna wrap up the game.
Trying to see if I can look up just prepared cards. I think I can. I mean, yeah. So you have another one here. Look, 4-drop, 3/4 comes into play prepared. And again, it has that 5 cost. So I get a 3/3 flyer and I do 3 damage to you if I have that other guy in play.
Yeah.
You know, regain my flying every turn. This brainstorm one's in rare, but again, the way to prepare is just tap 2 other creatures and brainstorm every turn. I don't know. I haven't looked at the data. Maybe there's data out there. There's usually a guy who compiles like which decks are doing the best.
Careful study on the bird. That's I'm cool with that. 3/3 flyer for 4 that lets me rummage through my deck.
Oh yeah, dude.
Discard 2.
And you also have ways to bounce your own guys back to hand, replay them, get the preparedness again. You know, I hate to spend the whole time talking about Prismari, but it's really just the one that I've been out of all the ones I've tried. I went, this one feels like the most. When I play a deck, I want the opponent across from me to go, God damn it. And the deck that gives me the most like, ha 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 ha, look at me do this, look at me do this, look at me do this, has been that, you know?
I like when the cogs are all working together to make like a machine. Every part is like it's decent, but when it's working together, it's like you're getting rolled over. I want to steamroll.
And even look, like other commons you can pick up for it. This little goblin who
that's
just
great.
comes along with making a treasure token.
Yeah, if you're trying to trigger
make a treasure. Yeah.
If you're trying to trigger a spell slinger, make a treasure for 1 red mana. Whether you use that mana or not, it's free spell slinger trigger, right?
Now, interestingly, I haven't actually gotten to play with this guy yet. I've never seen him. Sonar Ender's prepared. Tap, make a treasure token. If you cast an instant or sorcery, broken. And search your library for an instant or sorcery, reveal it, put it in your hand. So this guy just sits there making treasure tokens all game long. Eventually, when you want to cast your big stupid X spell, you're gonna have a good time.
He can get you your bomb, sorcery, or instant from your deck when you're ready to play it the next turn. 5 mana,
and your
let's
bomb,
go.
Instant or sorcery. Let's be clear. I mean, if you're an idiot, okay, like this is just one of the cards you can pick up and just win the game. Is hey, it's Fireball that draws cards.
That's so good. I had that in my deck.
Yeah. Deal X damage and then just draw 2 cards. Who cares? Why not? And again, you can cast it for, if you want, you can cast it for just red blue and just get the card draw if you want. You don't even
kind of want to play.
Kind
of want to play Quandaries, the blue green. Get that bear to find my mountain for this, and then have this finish off the game in the blue green.
The blue green. Well, that's the other thing is like, I think you have to also be ready to splash in this format. Like there's a lot of powerful splash potential. So grab those little dual lands as they're going around, those little common scry lands. Because there's a lot of cross synergies that you can. Honestly, though, I end up with too many playables no matter what I do. So I find myself this is one of those sets where like almost everything is powerful. So it's kind of even it's hard to even know what to put in your deck.
A splashable bomb like that card, like maybe one of the dragons, you know. If you
definitely
get
splash
big
those
dragon.
big guys. Yeah, there's man. Look, I'll say this is I think I like this format. I want to play more with it. I want to get used to it. I haven't experienced too much of it, and right now I'm leaning towards red blue.
Magma Blood Archaic. That guy was killing it for me.
I haven't played with this guy yet. Creature enters with a
so
+1/+1. Let me take a look at this big old guy here.
He's got trample. He's got reach. If you're playing a 3-color deck, then for 4 mana, he's going to be a 5/5, right?
See, now this has been interesting to me. Is there's a lot of these cards that say, for each color of mana you use to cast, and they do seem to sometimes be trying to push you into like 3 colors, 4 colors. I haven't gone like for a full 5-color deck yet because I just haven't felt like it would be efficient. But I mean, this is a guy that you can pay 5 mana for him. So you can pay 1 red, white, blue, green, black, and then you would end up with a 7/7. But again, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you don't need it. Again, if
even a 3/3.
Yeah. And just pairing this up with anybody, it's just all your creatures are getting +1/+0 for if you cast a multicolor spell, they're all getting +2/+0.
Yeah, if you have one of the charms in your hand, it's +2/+0 to your whole team, plus whatever the charm does. That red blue card that does 3 damage and taps down a creature. This now makes your whole team get +2/+0 with it. This is nutty. This got really good for me.
I will say the one card that I thought I would love and just did not work out for me was this guy. Whenever you cast your 3rd spell each turn, this creature becomes prepared. The thing is, when you have him on the table, having enough mana to cast 3 spells and still have a red left over for lightning bolt, that's been the challenge. As I'll go, even if I do have the ability to cast 3 spells, I might have 6 or 7 mana. It eats up all my mana. I go, oh, I can't even. Now, I guess he becomes prepared, so maybe he'd be prepared for the next turn or whatever else, but I kind of want to use that lightning bolt on the same turn. I think it might just be I had him in the wrong build, because again, now that I'm focusing more on these guys that are drawing a bunch of cards and drawing me a bunch of little spells, but when I first had him out, I was like actually shocked that I was like, man, I'm not really making good use of this guy.
But did you have a 2/2 first striker on the board in limited? That's good. Just a 2/2 first strike.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm not. You know what? I didn't even notice he had first strike. I was probably fucking up not blocking with him when I probably should have been.
Now, before we go through this, did you figure out the actual secret of Strixhaven draft? The real secret of Strixhaven.
What is the true secret of Strixhaven?
So they have this mythical archives list of all the sorceries, right?
Oh, yes.
Instance.
Yes.
You go in and you use your common and uncommon wild cards to get the cards in this that are printed at lower rarities. Like I think the mythics are all rares. Pick these up so you have the 4 ofs in your set. So when you open the lower rarity cards that are in the higher rarities, you trade them in for the higher rarity wild cards.
Interesting. That's very tricky.
Because I don't know, I think some of these mythics are actually even uncommons at one point. Am I wrong about that? I could be wrong about that. But the rares are all uncommons, right?
Yeah, a lot of them have been upshifted for sure.
And a lot of these uncommons are commons, so you might as well get your 4.
I mean, Reprieve was like an uncommon in Lord of the Rings.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a rare now.
Go in and take all your wild cards that are common and uncommons and turn them into these. So when you get these uncommon and rare versions of the common and uncommons, they come back as those wild cards.
So you go buy the Lord of the Rings Reprieve or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then when you open the rare one, you'll get a rare wild card Reprieve. Ooh,
use
a rare wild
trade
card
up your wild cards, because if you're drafting, you're going to be getting these one in every pack, right? So if you see something, if you already have, because they don't care if you have 4 uncommon or common versions of these cards, they're going to give you the wild card in their rare variant.
Now, I did neglect to mention that part of the draft experience is these mystical archive cards.
Yeah,
man, is it a kick in the dick to be completely dominating a game and he just plays a Cyclonic Rift, which happened to me, and I went, oh, man,
right?
I had this game so locked up. It's like Cyclonic Rift, I'm like, all right, fair enough.
When they vampiric tutor into like their actual Strixhaven bomb.
Yes,
you're
exactly,
like, oh,
and completely destroy me. I will say though, if you pay attention, some of the uncommons, and one, or not even a combo, but just oh yeah, this card is here. Bulk Up is fantastic. This is a card that I used to I got past like 2 bulk ups. Again, I'm sorry I keep talking about red, but I got past 2 bulk ups and I said, well, what is this going to be? What card will this be good with? And I ended up pairing it with this stupid common that just gets like, 13th picked. 4-drop, 4/3 trample. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So with just a bulk up alone, I'm swinging for 10 damage with a trampler. If he's already got counters on him, it's just like absolutely disgusting. So one thing you do have to do is try to look, if you pick up these kind of obscure, mystical archive cards, you can find like little interactions that you go, oh shit, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, there's some heat in here.
Yeah, I mean, like Helping Hand, get a creature back with mana value 3 or less after your prepared creature dies. Great way to get it back, get that ability again. There's a lot of like interesting stuff. We probably don't have time to get into all of it, but like, when I see these cards, I go, oh man, I didn't plan for that at all. There's some stuff you can do.
Yeah,
you can drop it.
It makes the format interesting, like really interesting.
When I lose to Brain Freeze in a draft, I'm gonna scream. I am gonna scream. But we're talking about, red blue spell slinging with all these cheap little spells. Like you could just draft a Brain Freeze and mill someone out. You could obviously take an ad nauseum and just start drawing your whole deck. Like a lot of these are interesting. So be on the lookout. What am I going to do with Zombify, though? I don't know what I do with Zombify.
You're going to discard your big old dragon.
Big stupid dragon, big old dragon.
Yeah, and get it back turn 4.
Oh, God, I forgot Monstrous Rage is in here. What, you put Monstrous Rage in another draft format? What are you guys, insane?
There's some fun stuff here. I might have to do some more drafting because I didn't draft at all. I might do some pick 2 draft.
Do some drafting. Okay, one other card I do have to mention. Huge bomb. Return the Favor. Yeah. This was from OTJ.
Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
I have blown out so many games with somebody going, I'm going to cast a removal spell. And I go, well, I left up 4 mana, so I'm going to change that removal spell to kill your guy and also copy it and kill another guy. This should not even be an uncommon. This card is, especially in this format where there's just a bunch of removal getting tossed around, this is first pickable. That card has done a lot of work for me as well.
Let's go.
All right. Well, that's about it. Overall, I think we're enjoying the format. We're learning it. We're having fun.
Yeah, it's
actually good... Yeah, I was gonna say the more I talk to you, the more I go, I should just be playing Magic. Why am I talking to Billy? Waste of my fucking time.
This will be the last episode.
I could be drafting right now. I actually have a draft. Let me see. Is this the deck I drafted? And I got blown out, and I'm mad about it. I'll tell you. I'll take a screenshot. I guess I can't share a.
Let's see your bad beat.
Let's see if I can show my, dude, because I had like a perfect deck and then I got blown out, but I still got more games to play with it. Let me see. Sort by. Here we go. This should work. Again, just this little blue-red Dorks has been a lot of fun. No, don't open it with Google Lens. What the hell? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
How many drafts have you done now?
Why is it trying to open it in a thing? Here we go. This is the current draft I have going. I think I've done like 5 or 6, maybe.
Okay.
But as you can see, there's my Return the Favor, 3 Virulent Outburst. Ooh. I'm really mad that I lost a game with this deck. This deck is insane. Improvisation Capstone.
Wow.
This deck is insane. I lost to a guy and I was so... Oh, you know what it was? I had him completely on the ropes. But for some reason, I was at 2 life, and he drew a creature that when it comes into play does 2 damage to me. And I went, it's always that. It's always when you have everything locked up that they find the exact burn spell to ruin your life.
So messed up. I'm mad you lost with this.
If I don't sweep the rest of the draft, I'm going to be very upset about it. Okay, now, Billy, I had a viral tweet. I did not expect it to go viral. And it's one of those things where I go, maybe I should have been more precise in the way I talked about it.
Were you talking your shit, Vito?
I was talking a little shit, and I caused a lot of trouble in the Magic community, and a lot of Magic people are some Magic people got mad at me. Some agree with me, though. So here was my viral Magic the Gathering tweet, and it kind of talks about what we were talking about before. Now, the reason I did this was I saw somebody posted this picture. This is from one of the either Scars of Mirrodin or what was this?
Surgical Extraction.
It's Surgical Extraction. And man, this is like some classic. One of the problems is you don't really get this kind of art anymore because everybody's working digitally. This is clearly like a traditional medium.
Yeah.
Here you have a Nim bent over. His spine has been ripped out of his body. It's levitating, dripping ichor everywhere.
Yeah.
And I went, man, that's so cool. That's so cool. And then I don't know how I saw this picture, but I saw this picture. Now, I made a mistake, and I thought this was from the new Strixhaven set. It turns out this is from the Strixhaven Dungeons and Dragons module, released in 2011. And this is a black gentleman with scrolls in a pouch and a blue elf, I assume, gentleman, and they're dancing at they're having a fancy dance at a fancy ball. Okay, which I don't know how to say this. I don't have a problem with that. It just, to me, I go, is that Magic the Gathering? This feels like a completely different series altogether. It doesn't feel like when I used to think of Magic the Gathering, I went, that's that card game where like everybody's dancing and kissing and hugging. Dude. It's a little, how do I, and I learned this new word, romantasy. Have you heard this term before?
Interesting. I haven't heard romantasy.
Romantasy it's a genre of fiction, I assume aimed at women or young men or what. I don't know who's doing this, but it's like fantasy universes, like a Dungeons Dragons. But what if people fell in love? And what if they, fair maiden, perhaps we could go into the dungeon together, and I could, we could kiss in the enchanted inn. I don't know. Okay, somebody's reading these romantasy novels. To me, I don't think it fits in Magic the Gathering. So I said here, 2011 versus 2026. Again, I'm going to say this is from 2021, technically, but I think the point stands. I said Magic the Gathering, maybe I said it a little crudely, Magic the Gathering needs to hire fewer Tumblr fan artists and get back to the hard fantasy artwork that made the game great. Now, I just put this out there. I said, nobody's going to care what I have to say about Magic. 817,000 views. And I said, oh, no, this is not good.
My favorite is when you were talking your shit about the art, and then people come back and be like, you use AI slop for everything.
Yeah, well, we're going to look at that in a second. We have to talk about that. I said, now, look, I've been thinking a lot about Strixhaven. And I go, this looks like if you showed this to an average person and you said, what is this? What is this from? I think the average person would tell you this is from a series of books for 12-year-old children about magic bears and owls that go on adventures. Like, this looks like something for kids. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
This looks like a fan. And again, I'm not saying like, hey, if you said, oh, my daughter loves reading The Adventures of Strixhaven, it's about a magic bear or whatever, I'd go, okay, yeah, hey, it looks like a fun thing for kids. But I go, dude, I want spines ripped out. I want people bleeding. I want fucking heads exploding, skulls exploding. Not to be crass, but yes,
you want Strixhaven school shooter? You sick fuck.
I don't want Strixhaven school shooter. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, good.
What I'm saying is, and I want to find another tweet I made about this because I did follow it up. Okay. So obviously Strixhaven is kind of like, it's Wizards' version of Harry Potter. And they're not trying to hide that. It's a school full of mages. They even kind of have their own version of like Quidditch. They have their own stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like obvious allegories. They have like the Quidditch match lady running around and they're throwing balls and hoops. Okay. They looked at Harry Potter and they said, well, what would a Magic the Gathering Harry Potter look like?
But Harry Potter looked at a school situation and said, what would a wizard school look like compared to what school is now? Kids in school play sports. It's not just ripping off Harry Potter. It's doing what Harry Potter did to actual school, right?
Okay, but here's the point is you already have Harry Potter. And Harry Potter is a children's book series mostly.
True.
Okay. So if you were going to set out and you go, okay, we have an IP called Magic the Gathering. And when people think of the Magic the Gathering, it's epic fantasy battles. There's swords and sorcery. 1/5 of all the cards has a skull on it. there's a big skull in the corner that tells you have to use skull energy to pay for evil dark magic. Okay, so we're gonna make our own fantasy school. Shouldn't that version of the fantasy school be way different from Harry Potter? And I made the argument. I think the biggest problem with Strixhaven is it's not a subversive or unique twist on Hogwarts. It just is Hogwarts. It is a bright and colorful magic academy, which in many ways is actually goofier and more cartoony than the children's novels it's copying. When I look at Harry Potter, yes, it was a children's thing, but man, it got dark at times. Kids died and shit. There was a little bit of blood.
You're selling me on it, dude. Give me Mary Kay Letourneau in Strixhaven. Give me these Quidditch drive-by Quidditch killers. I want the goblins in there selling the high elves selling drugs to the kids. I want Degrassi. Give me Degrassi.
I think if you're gonna make a Magic the Gathering Hogwarts, you should have a school of fucking fire mages, fucking pyromancers, bending the elements to their will. You should have dark mages who are like kidnapping other kids and sacrificing them to the dark lord of the pit.
Hold on,
and fucking hell
fire bending lessons. Didn't we just do that in Avatar?
Yeah, I know. Well, that was cool. Honestly, Avatar was darker and more moody than look at Strixhaven. You got an elephant man doing something. You got all the kids in Prismari. I don't know why they give them all giant paint brushes and shit. It's so stupid. You have a literal school of STEM. It's just kids doing math. It's just call it STEM house. You go,
it's mathemagics.
She can do math too. It's mathemagic. Oh boy.
Do you think that Bloomborough inspired this at all? Because Bloomborough was a couple years ago, and this is probably started around that time. You think let's do a more fun, lighthearted set like Bloomborough?
Dude, I'm gonna say Bloomborough is harder, goes harder.
True.
Than fucking Strixhaven. Strixhaven.
That fucking wolf coming through, eating up the mice. That was rock and roll. That was punk rock. That was metal.
Here, you want a little? This is more hardcore.
Yeah. I think I see Leonardo DiCaprio try and kill this guy with his bare hands.
What's more hardcore, the fantasy creature set, or I made little magical creatures with my? I made a song and I made a magic song and it made little magic creatures.
Dude, if this would have been a reference to the devil went down to Georgia and it was like a red card and it summoned a devil,
bro, if it was a black red card with a kid playing a demon violin and suddenly like fucking behind him 2 hell pits are opening and you're spawning demons, I'd go, that's my Magic the Gathering wizard school. That's awesome. It's a dark fucking demon mage.
Wizards, if you're listening, you can do 7 sets a year. Just give Vito and I a set, and we're going to do the bad school. It's not Strixhaven. It's where the kids that can't afford to go to Strixhaven go to. We're going to have nastiness. It's going to be...
Welcome to Shit Craven, the fucking shit school for dark...
We're bringing back the newspaper variants from OTJ because every day at school is going to be a new headline. So some crime that happened at school.
Some kid got murdered yesterday.
We're bringing crime back in whatever the hood version of Strixhaven is.
Look, here's what I'm going to say. You can have the fancy pants school. One of the houses can be fancy pants kids doing art. Okay. One of the houses can be elephant people. Okay. Can the black-white mage kid have fucking crow mascara and like be summoning fucking demon birds that are pecking out people's eyeballs? Can some aspect of this school,
alternatively
sacrificing these pest creatures, can black green be going hard in the paint and sacrificing the shit out of fucking things?
Can we give black green goth, and can we give the white black creatures, can they be the school bullies and they just go around bullying all these other weird kids?
Yeah, okay. Why are they all working together? Dude, one of the cool things about Hogwarts was, hey, that's Slytherin. That's where the fucked up evil kids go. And you're like, that's cool. That's interesting. I don't want everybody working together. I want some of the houses to hate each other and like be fighting and having like
I want the promo video to be less Harry Potter and more Mean Girls. Like, you can't sit with us. This is where the jocks eat. This is where the wizards eat. This is where the necromancers eat. This is where the fairy spell slingers eat.
Bro, I hate to say it, but like this is super adventure school where all the kids are friends. As somebody brought up, and this is an interesting thing I never thought about, is they said there's two ways to do having like multiple, and I don't know if what they were using as the good example. Canteen. They brought up the Star Wars cantina, and they said there's the Star Wars way of doing multiple races, which is everybody, no matter what race they are, somehow can all go to the same bar. And you can have a werewolf guy in the corner and a demon guy in a corner and a guy who's got like a million snouts. And because it's Star Wars and we're not really taking it seriously and we're not really thinking it through, it's just fun and it doesn't really matter. We all get together and do. That's one way to do it. The way to do it that actually like takes effort and time and thinking is like Star Trek, where you go, this guy's a Klingon, this guy's a fucking robot. How would those characters interact? What would be the conflicts that arise between them? And Strixhaven is clearly Star Wars because Strixhaven says they would all be friends and they would go on adventures together. The owls would be friends with the elephants would be friends with the plant people. There would be no conflict or strife, and they would be a unified fighting force like this. They would all be friends and hold hands and go on adventures together. And it's reductive. It's childish. It is and look, that worked for Star Wars because you spent 2 seconds in the cantina. The second you start to extrapolate that out and you go, yeah, everybody's friends and we got Wookiees who are friends and droids who are friends. At a certain point you go, does anybody hate each other other than the only people we hate the Empire? Are there no strife? Is there no, let's be clear. And you don't want to get too deep into it. There would be racial conflict within Strixhaven. There would be a kid who goes, I hate the elephant kids. They're big and they're loud and they take up too much room.
I mean, there's depth to that is it worth it? Because these sets get churned out so quickly too. It's like I agree that would be kick ass, but like by the time you took it all in, we'd be buying Ninja Turtle cards.
I think the point that I'm getting at is that whenever I see, these Strixhaven things, I go, yeah, this is for kids because it's a childish version. It's a childish universe where everybody gets along. And like to me, as an adult who's playing the game, and I always make this point. Somebody goes, well, shouldn't Magic want kids to play the game? Like, isn't it good they're bringing in a younger audience? And the argument I make, and I've said this in videos before, is that Magic is supposed to be your older brother's card game. Okay. Yeah. It's supposed to be you're the younger brother playing Pokemon, and you go, colorful creatures, whatever else. And every once in a while you look, maybe you're online or you're at the game store and you go, what are those older kids playing? And then you look at the cards and man, the guy's getting his head ripped off. There's blood. There's fucking blood demons and angels with huge swords. And if you want to bring kids into Magic, I want to say, when you're a 12-year-old kid, I remember when I was a kid and the first time I rented like an anime video, I rented Akira and it was just full of blood and violence and whatever else. And I went, holy shit, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And from there on, I was like addicted to watching anime and I got into it. And Magic is not offering that. If you want to bring in young players, you want to position yourself as, hey, you've played Pokemon, you've played Yu-Gi-Oh! This is Magic. You're ready to grow up. This is some real shit. This is some fucking hardcore battle and swords and sorcery. Instead, a kid who, if you're a 12-year-old kid and I show you this, you're going to go, isn't this kind of like childish? Isn't this kind of goofy?
If you expect them to learn the game and the mechanics of the game at the level that it takes to like play like very well, it can be provocative, right?
Yeah.
You're not dealing with some dumb kid who's like maybe slightly impressionable, but why impression him to be, fun, happy little school party versus, like you said, massacre. Give us some Kaldheim punk rock or death metal. Give us some.
And also, okay, here's the other thing is that Wizards doesn't capitalize on what they just did. Final Fantasy just brought to your doorstep probably tens of thousands of new players who have said, well, we like Final Fantasy. We like brooding heroes with swords, hot chicks kicking ass. We like that kind of anime flavor. And you should have said, oh, wow, this is like, now obviously you had Strixhaven planned out, but I think you could have went to the board and said, hey, how do we make this more like Final Fantasy? How do we give it that kind of Final Fantasy look? We know we got all these new kids who are into Final Fantasy. It's a fantasy school. Can we make it kick ass? Can we make it cool? Can we make it, this badass adventure? And then I look at these cards. Here's another one. Okay, Leech Collector. It's a young woman who's happy that she's got a thing in a jar. And this is this is the black greenhouse makes the leeches, right? The pests, I guess. I don't know which house this is supposed to represent.
She's bloodletting.
She should be
Witherbloom.
This is Witherbloom. Okay, here's and again, I don't care that it's a black lady. It could be a black lady. Make it a black lady with fucking spooky mascara eyes, and her expression should not be wee woohoo. She should go, I'm gonna cut this fucking thing open. I'm gonna experiment on this little fucker. She should be holding a scalpel in the other hand, like she's ready to dissect the fucking thing. But no, even a demon leech in a.
Can I push back a little bit, Vito?
Push back.
You're a bit of a leech, and you really are a collector. And I've seen when you get something you like in your hand, that's the look on your face like you give too.
It does kind of look like me.
Look at this Myrel. Look at this Myrel. Just for holofoil.
Ooh!
See, this is true to life.
All right, maybe it is real. It's a little too real. It's a little too real. Here's the other card that I was bringing up. Okay, and this just feels like a huge missed opportunity. Okay, now, and this is a common, but again, your commons. These are the cards people are going to see most that are going to define the set. The card is called Adventurous Eater. 2 and a black.
They're making these for us, dude.
Okay. Let me lay this out. So Adventurous Eater, you can see it's a punk rock looking lady and whatever. She's got a cool costume, sure. She just went to some sort of food stall, and it looks to me like she's eating magic glowing rocks. Okay. Yeah. And the name of the card is Adventurous Eater. Now, Here's my pitch. This is one way to show this. One guy mentioned, he said, it's called Adventurous Eater. They couldn't have put like an eyeball at the end of the stick, like made it clear, like she's actually eating something like, oh, you wouldn't normally eat this.
Are you familiar with Darwin's Glutton Club?
No, what is that?
Charles Darwin, the guy Darwinism, discovers all these new species.
Yes.
He was in his college, he was started a glutton club where they could eat exotic animals. Half these animals he was finding across the world, I think all of them probably. He was eating them there. He was eating all these. He was an adventurous eater. If we get a secret lair, Darwin, adventurous eater is the art for Darwin. It's there. He's an adventurous eater.
My pitch for the adventurous eater art. Okay, now you could have a punk rock chick eating glowing rocks.
Yes,
which I don't think does a lot. You know how Strixhaven has those owl creatures, right?
Yeah.
So you got a table, and the table's full of fucking dead rats. Whatever an owl would eat, like rats and mice and whatever else, just blood all over the table. And all these owls are like just feasting, and like the entrails, the intestines are in their mouth. And at the center of it is this chick sitting between all her owl friends, and she's just fucking going to town alongside them. She's just going like, yeah, I'll eat a fucking rat. Fuck it. And she's just biting into a rat, like the belly of it, or a leech or a pest or whatever else, and blood's flying out of her mouth. That's what I think Magic needs, is I think you need, hey, man, why don't you get a little weird, a little subversive with it? It doesn't have to be, eat the stick and whatever.
Yeah.
Get fucking weird and dark with it. That's what we want to see. And you can still, the art I just pitched would still be, they want to be funny and goofy. It would still be funny to see a chick eating with a bunch of owls. But again, with the fucking blood, and she's biting into a whole rat or something. It would be so much more than this card does nothing for me. It's a lady about to eat some rocks on a stick.
I would love that. My idea with all this is this like 300 brand new pieces of art every set. They have the time to even focus on depth for all that, right? Like are you nitpicking?
Look,
are you nitpicking?
I understand that. Look, not every card's gonna knock it out of the park.
Yeah,
but I think one thing you can do with artists is you can have an art brief and you can say to them, listen, this ain't your daddy's Hogwarts, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
this is, you give them a little creative brief that explains the world, and you go, take it a little harder than you might think. Okay, this is a school, and that's the weird thing is in Harry Potter, like Harry Potter was darker than fucking Strixhaven. You need to be like, this is a school where experiments go wrong and a kid loses their head, okay, or their hand turns into a fucking golem or some shit. Just like fucked up weird body horror shit is going on.
Do you want to know why there's so many kids in wheelchairs here? There are accidents every day.
You know what? Okay, exactly. I would have no problem with kids in wheelchairs if they look sad and they're all bandaged up and they're like, yeah, I took Ralph Zarek's potions class and half the kids died.
We all got super gout.
Like, I would love having a dark magic academy where it's like, I don't know, fucking Karn showed up and he tried to teach us metallurgy and half the kids got turned into golems, like whatever.
Yeah.
You could have so much fun with this. And instead, it's just like romantasy. It's, hey, what if we're all holding hands? We're all friends. We're hanging out with a bear. We're hanging out with an owl.
Just need to have like a bunch of Golgari kids showering with a homunculus.
Bro, anything, make it fucking get weird. That's the thing, is like, it's not weird, it's not dark, it's not subversive in any way. It's like, again, it feels like it's for 11-year-olds. Now, I will go real quick through this thread. Some people were trying to go, no, look, magic art has always been kind of shitty. I'm going to say this old school colored pencil art is just always going to be cool, even if it is a little cartoony. You know, they bring up stasis. I go, look, man, first couple years of Magic, you can't really use as the barometer for what magic art is because they're just kind of guessing. And even
they're not just guessing. They're trying to fill in the art. They're just trying to get the art in.
You know, and look, it's like not all magic art is bad. I'll say I look at a card like High Perfect Morgan and I go, this is great magic art. This is a nice, sexy elf lady.
You're sick. You're sick, Vito. You're sick.
But then they're bringing up, you know, they try to bring up recycle. Honestly, I never
can't hate on the Foglios. You can't hate on the Foglios. They have their own style. They have their own style.
They have their own style. That's true. I'm not a fan of the Foglio, but it exists in its own fucking
I give them all the Anson Maddox. I give them all their credit. Keep your style. We should do sets that are focused around all these artists trying to evoke the Foglios for a whole set, or evoke Rebecca Guay for a whole set, or evoke Anson Maddox for a whole set. That'd be fun.
And look, you know, obviously there's always going to be outliers with the art. You know, it's a combination of both the art and the setting or whatever else. Like this is very nice. You know, a classic skull. Yeah, this is very pleasant
to
look at. I approve. You know, I just think that, you know, we're getting too much of the whimsical, of the goofiness. And it would be one thing if we didn't just get, let's be clear, we have universes beyond now, right?
Yeah.
So if I need goofy cartoon set, I can buy Spider-Man, I can buy Avatar, I can buy TMNT. I don't need Wizards to make any goofy cartoon sets because they can just do that with universes beyond. And for universes within, that should be the chance to go, well, this is our thing. This is what we are. You know, we're Wizards' a little darker.
Do you think that they know this is coming out after a couple Nickelodeon sets came out? And they're like, let's make it a little more Nickelodeon style.
To try
we released Turtles and we released Avatar, which are Nickelodeon properties.
When I look at Strixhaven, when I look at this in particular, this to me looks like, and also the fact that they have a Dungeons and Dragons tie-in book. I think there's some novels. This to me feels like Wizards trying to force a new young adult property that they can monetize. I have the feeling that there is a boardroom meeting where they said, hey, as long as we're making a new set, what if we made one that there could be like comic books and, you know, young adult novels, and maybe it'll be like our young adult interest. And you know what? Honestly, on paper, if you didn't already, and when Strixhaven originally came out, this was before they were doing TMNT. It was before they were doing Avatar, the very first Strixhaven set. If they said this might be our slightly cartoonish, goofy universe that does bring young adults into Magic, I would have said, okay. I mean, if it's just one plane that's serving that function, I can understand it. The problem is that after the first Strixhaven, Then we went to New Capenna, and I had to watch everybody wear a ball gown and go to a gala. And then I had to go to Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Everybody had to be a cowboy. And then I had to go to Ravnica, where everybody's a detective for some reason. I said, okay, it's now officially become Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, which I don't want for Magic. It's all fucking cartoon shit. So I think Strixhaven originally, I'm sure there's a document that went, hey, if Strixhaven's a success, this could branch off and it could be its own property and it could have a cartoon series, it could have a TV show. I don't know. It feels very much over-designed in the way of like, man, you guys have designed almost too much stuff for just this to be one random Magic plane. Like, ooh, each school's like this, and they play this game, and they wear these costumes or whatever. And the owl people and the elephant people, it feels like they tried to make it feels like Loot. It feels like they tried to force something to happen again rather than growing it organically. And
why do the young adult style on the plane where young adults go to college? I don't, it doesn't make sense.
The problem is that in a vacuum, okay, if it was one goofy little kid set, fine, but it's all goofy little kid sets. And at the point that you said, listen, man, we're already hitting people with fucking Avatar and TMNT this year. Why don't we do Scars of Strixhaven, have the Phyrexians invade the school and rip half these fucking smirking little elf kids and the math wizards, rip them in half and fucking spill their entrails on the ground. That's what they should have went dark. It's called Secrets of Strixhaven. It should have been, hey, remember that lighthearted magic school? Well, it turns out it's built atop a portal to fucking Phyrexia and everybody's going to die. That's the secret. Instead, I got to see a kid with pink hair and a violin going and hanging out with all his magic adventure kids. And it's just...
I'm kind of bummed that Loot wasn't the mascot for the Strixhaven Quidditch team.
Loot should have been there. Loot should have been on... Loot's Quidditch match. Ooh, it's an enchantment that whenever Loot enters, everybody gets 3 Quidditch points. And oh my God, fuck me. Look, I just think it's a missed opportunity. I think the flavor falls, and everybody's going to go, yeah, but it sold crazily. Well, why did it sell crazily? Billy, do you know why?
Mystical Archives,
Mystical
W in the
Archives.
chat. The prepared spells were a cool gimmick too. There were some cool gimmicks here. Like the set didn't fail, right? The art direction is definitely
fail. No.
Yeah. It's and the Mystical Archives, like we get a vomit Japanese ad nauseum. Like there's so many W's there in that Mystical Archives set that like look everything you wanted to be cool in the Strixhaven, you kind of got that in the Mystical Archives here,
I know, but that's what I don't understand. Wizards, if the top selling card from your set is a skull spitting out demon smoke, why don't you just go, we should probably have more fucking skulls and shit, because it seems like the players like that. We should have more people vomiting and fucking spilling blood and crazy lady with a fire sword or whatever else. Like, why are you opposed? It's always the argument of like, well, we want a new audience, we want to bring in new players. And again, I'm gonna make the argument, be the older brothers card game, be a little edgier than the competition, be a little edgier than Pokemon, be a little edgier than Yu-Gi-Oh. So when those kids start becoming teenagers, and they go, I don't know about this Pokemon shit, is there anything else? Oh shit, what's all those skulls and fire and demons, man? Yeah. And let's be clear, when I play with this shit, I know this is a 16-year-old level of fantasy. Magic is not high art. I go, yeah, it's fucking goofy. It's just skulls and demons bleeding on everything. And it's you look at some of the old Magic art and you go, okay, it's going a little over the top, but that's kind of what you like about it, is it's camp in a way. It's campy. It's fun. I did open the crop rotation, and I'm very happy about that.
Ooh,
this is
in Silver Scroll.
In Silver Scroll, you want to see
you nasty little man? That's nice.
It's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful card.
Very.
I had to limit the number of pickups that I talked about this. Again, though. Look at this. This is just some nice, cool anime shit, which also the kids are into. And there's nobody playing a magic fanciful violin. It's just a cool anime lady having a good time. I don't know, Billy. How do you feel about the world of Strixhaven? Look at that crop rotation. Look at that.
That's
Look
nice. That's nice.
I think this might actually be my favorite Silver Scroll art. I did get not Silver Scroll. Not Silver
That's
Scroll.
solid.
Still nice. Still nice.
How do I feel about Strixhaven? It's good. It's not anything I'm rushing out to snag. I think I can miss all the stuff that you have there in your hand and be okay. I have enough vampiric tutors, enough crop rotations,
point,
and other art.
The way the Strixhaven prices are going, I think we're going to miss a lot of these cards unless I buy a couple singles here and there.
I'm going to go grab that prepared reanimate guy. I think a couple of those is going to be good to have on hand.
He's very good. There's a lot of really good singles that can be had. And the Silver Scroll foils, although I am seeing prices are starting to kind of come down on some of these. So
if that Awakening in the Woods goes under 100, I might get it, because Awakening in the Woods is a solid card.
That is an excellent card. I mean, it's at, let's see, is that for 124? That's not the worst,
Yeah, if it drops,
that's really nice. Honestly, the crop rotation is so nice. I kind of want like a play set for make a what do you call it? Doesn't it get played in Urzatron? To get the Urzas together.
Yeah,
but the Force of Will, I was going to say, the Force of Will at one point was like 1,200. It's coming back down under 1,200. So somebody paid $1,700 fucking dollars for this. Come on, guys, what are you doing?
Hey, somebody needed it.
Somebody needed it. Needed it turn one. We'll see. But I will say the reason this set's going to sell well is these beautiful, beautiful cards. I'll be interested to see though, because even the play booster boxes are expensive right now, and you can't get these Japanese. I don't think you can get any of the Japanese ones out of the play booster boxes. Can you?
No, I think the Japanese ones are available.
You can't get the Japanese ones because they want you to be able to draft with the play boosters, and they don't want you to be like, oh, I don't know what this card does. So I don't think.
I think you can get them in the Japanese play booster boxes. I think they are available if you get Japanese play booster boxes.
Yeah,
they're like a 50-50. But the Silver Scrolls are limited to collector booster boxes.
A lot of nice ones. I am actually like surprised that because the odds of getting a mythic Silver Scroll are really low. So I would have thought the floor for these would be higher, but something like Craggle with Power at 35, which is not like a super high demand card, but just the rarity of it, I thought would be.
If there's anything, I don't know
where the prices are going to go.
If there's anything you want to play that has a Silver Scroll under $30, probably grab it. $30-$40. It's probably a good pickup. Big score goes in a lot of decks. $20, not a bad.
No, I play big score in a lot of decks, so I'll probably pick up a big score today for $20. Yeah. Actually, I'll be a Magicon. So maybe I'll get a Magicon.
Yeah.
Anyway, Strixhaven. Look, I don't hate it. I just kind of hate it. No.
Well, you're gonna complain about things you love, right? That's just. You talk about things. You want things to be better because you yourself are a creator, a creative.
I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of missed potential, is what I'm saying. I want, and also just I don't. There's like a certain level. You never want to be embarrassed by the thing you're into, right? You never want people to go like, isn't that card game where like the Ninja Turtles hang out with SpongeBob? And you go, yeah, I mean, kind of.
Hell yeah, it is.
You want to be able to point them at stuff and be like, well, it's not just that. There's a whole other world of cool shit going on.
Dude, I don't got to explain what I like to anybody.
Well, I think for the growth of the game and getting more people into the game, I do worry about, Magic's getting the reputation of, isn't that just Funko Pop Fortnite bullshit?
Because if they go here, they're like, what is this Funko Pop Fortnite bullshit? You're like, oh, you see this vampiric tutor, the silver one? Like, oh, yeah. Oh shit. It takes all kinds, right?
It takes all kinds. I also wonder, because Strixhaven does seem like a big success, I'm hoping Wizards and Hasbro, and let's be clear, I don't know the exact numbers. I would imagine Strixhaven, in terms of like player satisfaction and like packs actually being bought from stores, is definitely outpacing Spider-Man. I could see this outselling TMNT. I think Avatar did really well. I don't think TMNT did as well. I think Strixhaven could beat TMNT in terms of play booster box sales. Yeah. And I'm wondering if Wizards looks at this and they go, well, maybe we could be more careful with our IP tie-ins. Like maybe we don't have to just grab whatever, and we can do more stuff where we keep all the profits, so we don't have to give anything to anyone else.
Maybe they will, but also I think they know that they're dumping these bonus sheets into these properties of
it
their
is
own.
a pretty easy way to make money with
like
the bonus
they
sheet.
did it with Edge of Eternities. The
Yeah.
land bonus sheet was nuts. They know what they're doing with these sets, right? Was there a big bonus sheet in Lorwyn? There really wasn't,
and that's
right?
why I got fucked, because I bought all this Lorwyn. I was like, people are going to be buying Lorwyn boosters like crazy. I got to stock up, and then I realized there's no bonus sheet, so there's like nothing to chase. It's not like I got to get the big bonus sheet card. Dude, I'm sitting. I lost some money on it. I gotta hope it's going to come back. It's gonna come back.
It probably will. There was some good stuff in there.
I paid a little too much for the Lorwyn boxes.
What they were banking on in Lorwyn was their tribal archetypes, right? And that's old school Magic: Goblin, Merfolk, Elves. They were banking on those being the draw.
But dude, that's the perfect place to do a bonus sheet. That's Goblin King. Merfolk of the Pearl Trident, or whatever. What's the Merfolk Lord called? Lord of the Atlantis. Okay, if they did a bonus sheet, Elvish Champion of all the classic lords and tribal cards from across, put fucking Goblin Guide on it. Put whatever. That was a perfect place to do a tribal card bonus sheet. I don't know how they screwed the pooch on that. It was what if the bonus sheet?
What if the bonus sheet was like a Planar Chaos where they got like famous creatures and then Planar Chaos them to be in the tribes? Like
if I got a red Marrow Regery that is for goblins and untaps my goblins,
right?
I mean, honestly, dude, the way Modern is, dude, if they had done that, a lot of these tribal decks are not getting played in Modern anymore. I'm seeing guys, I was talking about that Nikachu guy who just plays Merfolk. He's going, I don't know what to do with Merfolk anymore. We aren't getting the boosts. Like, they could have done a lot more with Lorwyn. I thought Lorwyn was going to be a big hit, and they didn't do enough. They kind of limped it over the line.
It's wild too because it had some good stuff in it. So I think it's got some sleepers. It's got those shock clans in it. It does have a few cards in there that are like, dude, that green red elemental that lets you search for a land.
Yeah,
evoke.
All the elementals are very cool.
Those are good cards.
I think Lorwyn will hold value. I don't think it's going to go to 0. And it is the kind of thing where it's one of those sets, which is great because a lot of the times when when sets do great is when new players show up and they go, hey, I'm building a Goblin deck. I'm building an Elves deck. What should I buy? That's why Bloomborough is going to do great because in the future, it's like, oh, I'm building a mouse deck. I'm building one of these, I'm building their little critters deck.
Yeah.
You should buy some Bloomborough packs. So Lorwyn will do good based on that, I think, historically. But it's not going to be as big as Secrets of Strixhaven, where you can get a Vampiric Tutor or a Force of Will. Obviously, you would rather buy that pack. My God.
And Cyclonic Rift. There's so much Jessica's Will.
Cyclonic Rift, Awaken the Woods. Like huge reprints.
Yeah, that was deep.
Billy, I'm going to share one more thing.
All right.
One more thing, and then we'll wrap up this episode. Did you see we had a couple Marvel leaks?
I did see that they're uncommons, right? They came out in the booster packs.
Yes.
Now, I need to know what teamwork is. That's like the big thing out of this.
I need to know what teamwork is. And again, it's Vito's complaining hour again, which is okay. So Final Fantasy. We did the Final Fantasy set. Cloud, mythic rare. Sephiroth, mythic rare. Tifa, rare. Eris, rare. You didn't have an uncommon Cloud. You didn't have an uncommon, Vivi.
Huh.
I'm really confused. Why is there an uncommon Thor? Why is there an uncommon Iron Man when it's the Marvel superhero set where theoretically you have access to hundreds upon hundreds of possible heroes? Now, we've had this problem with TMNT where you go, well, we have to have a Leonardo at common, and we have to have a Leonardo at uncommon, and we have to have a Leonardo at rare, and we have to have a Leonardo at mythic rare. Why? Because those are the only characters anyone knows, so we can't fill out the set otherwise. But Marvel, I don't think you should have that problem. I don't think seeing an uncommon Iron Man, I go, I mean, couldn't that be Squirrel Girl? Couldn't that be like any other B-list hero?
I think what they're doing is they want the person who comes to buy a pack to be able to get a Thor or an Iron Man at uncommon level, so they feel like they got the guy they came to open, right?
But you didn't get that in Final Fantasy. When you buy a Final Fantasy pack, you had to chase Cloud. You had to chase Sephiroth.
Does anybody in like Final Fantasy, when you're in Final Fantasy, aren't you kind of in it deep though? Like there's a lot of people that are into comic books and they're into comic book cover fans, they like the person on the cover. So I think with Final Fantasy, you get deep into that. So you you do have the variations, the chase variations within like the commander decks and everything. There are options there, but with I think it's a different type of fan we're dealing with Marvel versus Final Fantasy 2.
Well, it does kind of. I guess the thing with Final Fantasy is that obviously Cloud and Seth are all the standout characters, but the other characters, are exciting in some way. I guess with Marvel, it's kind of like, listen, man, if it's not Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, or Black Panther, like who cares, man? It's got to be the main. I don't know though, because well, hold on. Are they not going to have any X-Men in this set?
They're not the draw here. I don't know if they're going to have any at all, but it's based.
I think they might not
superheroes.
do any X-Men. They might be saving X-Men, so it might just all be Avengers guys.
Yeah,
I don't know. It struck me as weird, but it maybe they're only focusing on like event. I wonder now. Here's where I'm starting to wonder. I'm like, was there like some sort of legal agreement where they don't have access to all of Marvel's characters? Are we only going to see Avengers? These are all Avengers related people. Like Maria Hill is Shield, Ronan is just Hawkeye. Are we only going to see Avengers?
I don't think it's going to be only Avengers. I think like they have. Was Namor an Avenger? Like they're doing the heroes here. I imagine we're getting some villains and stuff. I imagine we're gonna get the X-Men, and then we're gonna get into because
they confirmed Doctor Doom, so we're gonna get like some Fantastic Four. I know that
they're gonna do probably Fantastic Four, Avengers, and all the heroes that are not X-Men affiliated, and then because they're releasing only one of the Infinity Stones here, right? It's the Mind Stone, is what they announced. So that means they're probably gonna have to do 6 Marvel sets over the next few years. So we're gonna have the X-Men set. We're probably gonna have
an X-Men set, and that's
probably gonna have the Secret War. We're probably gonna have the Infinity Gauntlet. Maybe they'll mix together though. We'll probably have like the level up of everybody together at one point. But they're gonna introduce it.
I'm looking. I mean, like I guess you have Bruce Banner. It feels to me like they don't need an uncommon Thor. I would rather have more heroes and more of the Marvel universe and just see some more obscure. Like, what did I just see? Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur or whatever. Like, okay, I like seeing more obscure shit out there. Hey, that Ephemerate doesn't look terrible.
Do you remember Edge of Eternities?
I do remember Edge of Eternities, yeah.
All of the like main character mythics in Edge of Eternities, the main character rares, they had uncommon variants of the same characters in Edge of Eternities.
Interesting.
So something they did in their own property as well.
Right, but that again is a new property where maybe you don't want to invent a bunch of new characters. You're like, we got too many characters already. It's Marvel. There's so many fucking characters, man. There's a million. God, you know what I buy some of is the Topps Chrome 2025 set. Have you ever seen that? For Marvel.
I haven't. No, it's pretty good.
Oh, it's great, and there's so many cards. I'm trying to find like a card gallery where you go, man. There are just so many goddamn Marvel characters that I've forgotten about. That every one of these is just a list. You can never find the actual pictures.
We'll probably end up having Marvel Galaxy, like out in space, where we get the
and that's where we get the cosmic characters or whatever else.
Probably gonna have the Celestials. We're set up to probably have about 6 Marvel sets, because if they're going to do 1 stone per set, there's 6 stones, right?
They got it. Yeah, they do have to do the rest of the stones. That's true. I don't know, man. It just feels like right out the gate, I'm going, man, you guys are already out of ideas that you're going to have like, there's probably going to be 2 or 3 Iron Mans. There'll probably be a rare Iron Man and a mythic Iron Man and a common Iron Man and an uncommon Iron Man.
Probably will be. And I think that's just so they can get Iron Man into more hands, just because it's Iron Man.
I think Iron Man should be special. I want Iron Man to be special.
You got the rare Leonardo, right? Like you bought the rare Leo.
I did get that weird Leo.
I think the rare Leo's good.
I didn't get the the rare Leo's the rare Leo is cool. He's like a robot man. He's a robot man.
Yeah.
I think this is like they made like a Japanese Turtles comic or something where they were like robots. I don't know what.
That's funny because like I think the Michelangelo in that variant is like the baby one. The Leo and Shredder are like the baby anime.
Chibi,
yeah.
They went a couple different ways with it. and it didn't. As from what I've heard from guys who own game stores, it didn't sell that good. I think it'll come back around. I do want more of the pixel cards. Anyway, I was going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up. Guys, this has been the Rhystic Study Hall. I've been your host, Vito. You can find me at youtube.com/Vito. If you're going to be at MagicCon Vegas, let me know. Maybe we can meet up, hang out, see what's going on. Billy, where can we find you, my friend?
Billy the Fridge on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, X, all those places.
Yeah, and Billy's X account is less inflammatory and offensive than mine and gets into less fights. Although, Billy, I made like $400 Twitter this week, or this last 2 weeks.
Got to start stirring the pot.
Elon Musk is giving away money. And yeah, it turns out that just like getting people a little bit pissed off about Magic cards and being like, yeah, this set sucks. The art fucking sucks. And then you get people in there and go, your thumbnails are AI. And I go, my thumbnails are great. Fuck you. Also, let me know in the comments, do I need to stop making AI thumbnails? Because I'm worried. I think they look, I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I don't know. Maybe I'll take time, make actual ones. Let me know in the comments what you think. Guys, follow Billy on all the things. Follow me here and on YouTube. And as always, keep playing Magic.
Yeah.